I'm kind of biased.
Must be really.
Yeah, you are. So you're gonna have to. But you're allowed to vote for him.
Yeah, I probably won't, but
We're ready.
good evening, everybody. Welcome. We will start with roll call, and Suzanne.
Thank you. Mayor Levy.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Harvey. Here. Councilmember Carr is absent. Councilmember Matthews.
Here.
Councilmember Soinier.
Here.
Councilmember Sawyer.
Here.
Councilmember Schaefer.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Suzanne. If you will all rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, before we move forward, Mr. Buttery has an announcement to make.
Thank you, Mayor. Very quickly, council and the audience can notice in front of you the television screen suspended from the ceiling. You can see also that the projectors have been removed. You may have noticed the last few meetings that the projectors were losing their quality. Had nothing to do with our ability or inability to focus. The projectors were failing. We did a cost analysis on what it would take to replace those projectors and determined that we could buy these machines or these televisions with the mounts and do that for less money than the projectors. So we've done that. Sadly, the wiring isn't complete, but it should be done by the next Planning Commission meeting, which is on May 11th, and so Council will see their debut on May 18th. Thank you.
Great. Sounds good. Looks like a nice improvement. I know I'll be able to see them.
Well, we really spent a lot of time on their elevation, their location, so that everyone in the audience, Chrissy can see everyone. When you walk in, you can still see, make eye contact with everybody. So it may look as if they're hanging a bit low, but they really don't disrupt the visual flow within the room. So we think it'll be a good adjustment and easy for the staff and the press to see, as well as the audience. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Council, any comments? No. Okay, we'll move on to agenda item number 3. And Suzanne?
Thank you, Mayor Levy. This evening we have an appointment to the Keep Woodland Park Beautiful Committee. You councils received the application, and the applicant is Candy McDaniel. You may recognize that name because Candy is one of our employees at the Teen Center. And I was talking with Laura before the council meeting, and she was saying that this is a nice fit because they have quite a few teens on the Keep Woodland Park Beautiful Committee. So now to have Candy there with the teens is a good deal. We still currently have some openings on the Keep Woodland Park Beautiful Committee. There's it's a 15-person committee with Candy. If you would decide to appoint her, that makes 12 people on the committee, so there are 3 more openings. She is not with us this evening, and I will swear her in if council appoints her at a later date.
Sounds good. One thing I noticed in her application is she is a professional volunteer, and all of us that know Candy know what a great job she does at the Teen Center. I think she'd be a tremendous asset, Ken, for your committee.
Absolutely. I did meet her at the last meeting. I'd certainly highly recommend it.
And her husband is one of our local city policemen, detective, I should say.
Correct.
And they have about 8,000 or 9,000 kids.
Close to that.
Yeah, they have a lot of kids, so that'll be great. Any comment? Not? I'll call for a motion to approve Candy McDaniel.
I move to approve Candy McDaniel and present it to Keep Woodland Park Beautiful Committee.
Thank you.
Second.
There we go. Suzanne?
Thank you. Harvey?
Yes.
Levy?
Yes.
Matthews?
Yes.
Soinier?
Yes.
Sawyer?
Yes.
Schaefer?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries 6-0.
Thank you, Suzanne. Okay, we'll move on to Phil Layton is here. Going to give us an update on Cruise Above the Clouds. Welcome, Phil.
Hi, good evening. First, I had planned to show you a video, and I guess we're not going to show it. I got a little 1-minute trailer from Dennis Gage a week ago about the car show that actually airs this weekend as the premiere on Saturday on Velocity, but it's 8:30 Eastern time, which 6:30 in the morning here. If you want to set your recorders to do that, we're really excited the fact that NBC Sports picked up that show and are going to air it on Tuesday at 2:30 in the afternoon, our time, on NBC Sports. It'll probably air a couple more times in May and then all through the summer. So it'll get a lot of viewers. Dennis is real excited how it came out, the show. I have not seen it. David has assured me that he will send you the trailer, the little 1-minute trailer, in email. I think the media has seen it, and it's pretty cool, isn't it? And we're looking forward to that this weekend. I want to clear up any misconception there was brought forward to you about our negotiations with the city and the use of Memorial Park. David and Cindy and I began those negotiations in January. I think the contract was signed to use the park, no expense to the organization, back in early part of February. So that has been done. The Cruise Above the Clouds is not paying to use the park. We've negotiated everything with Cindy, and we've taken the whole park. The only thing we can't take is the playground, but everything else we have. So just in case there were any questions about that. Our fundraising for this year is ahead of where it was last year. We've got some new corporate sponsors that have come in. We're really excited about the event and look forward to having another signature event in Woodland Park in 2017.
Phil, thank you for that clarification on the fees for the park. As you know and as council knows, we really don't have the ability to waive fees. And what we worked out, you'll recall also that community investment, the request was significantly more than what council authorized, and it was suggested that we do something to help the cruise because they give so much back. The mayor received an inquiry from a citizen reference the fees that were going to be charged. When we worked with Phil, what we did was we traded some marketing and some other things. So on everything that is Cruise Above the Clouds, the city logo will be there as well. There's significant value to that. In fact, Phil did the math, and I think you put us at a silver level.
Yeah, it puts you at the next level as far as sponsorship goes, including the $1,000 we got from community investment.
So we're trading that effort for the use of the park.
Sounds great. Great event, Phil, as always. Thank you very much for your time. Maybe you can come back in. Well, we'll have the trailer, but if you want to show it to the public sometime, you're more than welcome to come back.
Yeah, I'm going to have the CD of the show, and you know, I'm talking to the guy Ed over at the theater, and we may show that over there one Saturday, along with we've got the disc for American Graffiti. So, you know, we may do something with that sometime this summer.
Thank you, Phil.
Mayor, I think you have something for the Cruise Above the Clouds.
I do. So this is a best of by Mountain Jackpot. Probably Rick should be presenting this, but best area-wide event to Cruise Above the Clouds. I hate to say it, I don't know that there's much competition. This is one of the great events that we do. So thanks very much, Phil. Hey, you bet. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on. No additions, deletions, or corrections. We'll move on to the consent calendar. Suzanne.
Thank you. This evening we have one item on the consent calendar, and they are the minutes from the April 20th, 2017 regular council meeting.
Council, questions? If not, we'll just call for a motion to approve the consent calendar.
Move to approve the consent calendar.
Second.
Thank you. Suzanne.
Thank you. Levy?
Yes.
Matthews?
Yes.
Soinier?
Yes.
Sawyer?
Yes.
Schaefer?
Yes.
Harvey? Yes. Thank you. Motion carries 6-0.
Thanks, Suzanne. Okay, we have no unfinished business tonight. We'll move on to Laura Pellegrino and considering ordinance 1306 on initial posting.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I wonder if there is a need to call for any conflicts of interest or on this particular ordinance.
Car wash?
I'll step away.
It's a DDA issue. That's the reason he's being asked. He's on the DDA board. He'll be their best customer because he has the most cars.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
This is the first reading and introduction of ordinance number 1306, It's initial posting for this ordinance for a conditional use permit and a site plan review for an automobile wash service use, which is section 18.09.090F8 of the municipal code. It's for a 4,400 square foot tunnel car wash that's proposed at 235, 255, 275 East US 24 on lots 1 through 3 of the Pikes Peak subdivision in the Central Business District. This conditional use permit and site plan is requested by Taylor Mountain Enterprises LLC. Today, as I said earlier, this is the introduction and first reading of this ordinance, and staff is requesting that we set the public hearing before council on May 18th, 2017. This is a quasi-judicial case, so I would ask that we limit questions to just procedural.
Council, on initial posting, if you have any questions, if not, we'll call for a motion to move forward.
I move forward to approve for ordinance number 1306 to be presented May 18th, 2017.
Thank you. Second. Thank you, Suzanne.
Matthews,
Yes.
Soinier,
Yes.
Schaefer,
Yes.
Harvey,
Yes.
Levy.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you, Suzanne.
I'll go find Mr. Sawyer.
All right, Laura, thanks very much. Okay, we have no public hearings tonight, and we have no new business. I have nobody signed up for public comment. Is there anybody here that would like to make public comment at this time? Okay, then we'll move on to reports. Mayor's reports, I have a few events to mention for this coming week. First, I hope I'm not out of order. I know that we had an incident in town today, and you want to give us an update on that first?
Yes, sir, I'd be happy to. In fact, that's why the chief's not here this evening. But at approximately 1:48 p.m. this afternoon, the police department received a 911 call from Vectra Bank. Police responded and attempted to locate a robbery suspect who was described as an African-American male, skinny, with a goatee, wearing a white ball cap, gray hoodie, sunglasses, light-colored pants, carrying a black backpack. An unknown amount of cash was taken, and the party fled on foot. Upon further investigation, the party was identified as Dante Lee, birth date of Woodland Park. If you have any information about the location of Dante Lee, please call the Woodland Park Police Department. At this time, he is considered armed and dangerous, and there are pictures associated with this. The chief is currently working the case, and should we get an update before the meeting adjourns, I'll be happy to provide that to the council and to the public.
Great, thank you. And I happened to see Miles, the chief, outside walking in, and he wanted me to make note to everybody what a great asset the Taylor County Sheriff's Department was, and the communication between the two and how they work together to help solve this case. So he was interested that they get their due also. So thank you very much to Taylor County and our own police department, and it sounds like we have this right under control. So thank you all very much. Okay, this Saturday, May 6th, this is a fun event, especially for all you Bronco fans. The Denver Broncos 7K is being run right here in Woodland Park. It'll start at the high school. The event starts at 8 o'clock until about noon, because there's a number of things that are going on. The race actually starts at 10 o'clock. There'll be some roads that will be blocked off, I'm sure, and parking that I'm sure the city manager or Sally maybe be able to help us with today. But a great event. From my understanding, we have 400 or 500 entries already.
That's near the latest that I've heard. And Mayor, if I can go through the schedule
please.
very quickly, the race begins at 10 o'clock. The packet pickup for the run walk begins at 8 and ends at 9:30. 9:45, there will be remarks made by the mayor and others preceding the start of the race. At 10 o'clock also will be the beginning of the community event, and the community event includes getting autographs from players and cheerleaders and Miles, the mascot, those types of things. Parking will be at a premium. We're asking folks to park at either Karis or at Meadowood Sports Complex. Buses will run from both locations. beginning at 6:30 in the morning. I think running until 12:30 or so, but there'll be plenty of time to enjoy the festivities and get back to your vehicle. But parking in the vicinity of the event will be first come, first served. I do think the high school might be selling parking spaces in the upper high school parking lot. The student parking lot is a fundraiser for school programs.
Do you have the course?
The course is generally out of the football stadium, down in front of the high school, between the upper parking lot and the construction trailer, up Rampart Range Road, west on Kelly's, around and around and around, and then back to the high school football field. You're right, there will be some road closures. We're going to have lots of barricades up. They're well trained. They'll know how to let people in and out as they can, and so it'll almost be a rolling closure to follow the masses as they're running and walking.
Anything else? From my viewpoint and from others that have worked on this event, this is a great opportunity for our community to A, to partner with the Broncos, B, to have this kind of event in our community. I don't think 500 is enough. I would encourage you all and everybody that's listening to encourage everybody to come out. You can run, you can walk. It's going to be a beautiful day, and it's a great event for our community. So hopefully everyone.
I was just going to say, is just Woodland Park and Fort Collins is the only two places they're doing it?
No, there are actually three. Historically, they've done this in Denver, and so Denver will be the capstone event. Woodland Park is first, and Fort Collins is second. I don't know if they're in June or July, but I think the Denver event is in August. But yes, we're one of three communities
That's great.
that are getting to do that.
That's great.
And you can sign up. You can come Saturday morning and still register and get the T-shirt and the medal, as I understand it, and do the event. You're certainly welcome to enjoy the festivities without doing the event.
And I think their intention, Sally, correct me if I'm wrong, they would like to sustain this event in Woodland Park if we support it. Is that my understanding?
Yes. If we have a good showing and it's received here well, then they would lock us in for a couple more years. We've also should acknowledge that El Pomar has been the primary sponsor for this. I met with some of the folks from El Pomar today, and we'll see them on Saturday morning. It's going to be exciting to have them here.
That's great. Okay, thank you very much. As long as we're on El Pomar, I guess I can mention that they've upped their ante, if you will, to our pool, and they've offered another $10,000 to our pool this last week. So I think that brings them to about $60,000 that they donated to the pool. So, as always, El Pomar is a great resource for all of us.
Last thing on the event on Saturday, if you do register in advance, you can get a discount if you use the code capital W, capital P, and the number 5, WP5, and you'll get a $5 discount.
Great. Thank you. Tuesday, May 16th, 2017, from 5:30 to 7, Chamber Business Hours at the Colorado Wolf and Wildlife Center this coming Tuesday. And last, Thursday, May 18th, also at the Chamber, Digital Marketing Trends for 2017. It's at the Ute Pass Cultural Center from 10 to noon. So this isn't a lunch and learn, but from 10 to noon, Digital Marketing Trends for 2017. And that's all I have, Mayor Pro Tem. Ken, what do you have?
I'd just like to remind everybody once again on the spring cleanup, May 20th, Saturday, at the Cultural Center, starts at 9 and runs till about noon. There will be a band starting at noon. There will be a barbecue, cookout, place of fun to eat and meet other people. But you need to come to the Cultural Center first and register, and so different groups can go to different areas. You'll be assigned an area. So please show up early and bring your group or group of people together. I should also mention we're partnering with Focus on the Forest this year, so they're doing cleanup out in the forest and some of the campground areas and so forth, which is sorely needed. And they start, if you choose to, you would rather do that, or if you're having a real tie-in to the forest, at the Impact Church north on 67. They also meet then. Not all of them will be coming back to the Cultural Center at noon or so, just because of the distance. They're doing a lot of pickup work along Rampart Range Road, apparently, which is in pretty bad shape. So it's a nice event, both for the city and the whole Teller County area. Please get involved and help keep the city clean. Thank you.
Paul?
Yeah, today is National Day of Prayer. I just left the prayer, and it ends at 7:30. There were over 100 people present, praying for our cities, our schools, our families, our military, this country, and I am very honored to be associated with it.
I did have one more thing I forgot, I'm sorry. On a little bit different note, these coupons are being handed out by members of the Keep Woodland Park Beautiful Committee as they see businesses and residences that do an exceptional job of landscaping, cleaning up, doing exceptional work in our community. They may get one of these, and it's from Foxworth Galbraith. It's 25% off in-stock store items. So a little encouragement to do that spring cleaning and clean things up nicely.
Yeah, that's a nice catch. Thanks. Noel has nothing to see. John?
Nothing, Mayor.
Okay. All right, we move on. City Manager.
Just a few things, Mayor, Council. You may wonder why we had the meeting tonight, such a short agenda. It's because we want to serve our clients well. Mr. Taylor's moving forward with his project, and had we delayed his hearing to the next meeting, it would have delayed the progress with his project for that 2 weeks. So we always want to honor our customers as the best we can. Kip, why don't you give us an update on the wastewater treatment plant expansion?
Okay, it's moving along very nicely. It's about just over 2 months in. If you go out there now, there's 2 giant holes on the east and west side of the aeration basins, and Thursday they will be doing their final pour on the west side, which includes the north and south sludge tanks, and one of those, the northern sludge tank, is the 4th clarifier, serving a dual purpose. When we expand in the future, that sludge tank will be converted into a clarifier. So that's going along nicely. They have installed about 50% of the reuse line to the golf course, and also on the east side, the aeration basin on the east side, they will be pouring the slab hopefully on Monday, and starting the walls after that. And about 3 weeks ago, we had the temporary power conversion switch over. We have a significantly larger transformer that was put into place, and that is now being utilized. And we are currently looking at upgrading the blowers to the facility. Preliminary numbers on the estimate came in to where we couldn't put in hybrids, so those hybrids were removed. But as the construction contract bids came in, the bids were lower than anticipated, and we're looking at upgrading those blowers now to hybrids, which would save us a lot of money every month. So we're looking at upgrading certain components as we see fit. That's it.
Great.
Questions for Kip?
Just one, on dry years, it seems like the golf course runs short of water. Will this expansion help in that regard? Will we be able to be a better resource for them, or I don't know exactly how that works.
When we start the reuse line, they will have a never-ending flow of water, because the wastewater plant always has water being discharged from it, to where in dry years the creek would go dry, and we would utilize groundwater wells for the golf course. We won't have to do that anymore.
Good.
Thanks, Kip. Just a quick update on the Memorial Park project. The last of the sod was placed today, and they also have finished replacing some of the concrete that didn't meet our standards. Tons of families using it today. It was just a pleasure to see the kids and people enjoying the park. On the Aquatic Center, they're doing a lot of the painting, the coatings in the interior, particularly in the leisure pool area. They've also started, and they're nearly finished with the fireplace, using the Manitou pink stone that's indigenous to this area and very common in this area. It looks very nice. And they should have the entire thing roofed in tomorrow, which means it'll be dried in, and so that will allow them to accomplish almost anything they need to in the interior following tomorrow's activities. Lastly, we'll be interviewing candidates on Monday to fill the Public Works Director and City Engineer position, so we're anxiously awaiting that opportunity. What questions can staff answer for council tonight?
How many candidates for the?
We had about 11 that applied. 3 met the criteria. I have another one outstanding that we're looking at to see if we might want to include him in that interview process. So on Monday, right now, we're scheduled for 3.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
That's all for me.
Great, I would encourage and congratulate the city and the staff. Memorial Park, as we've said more than once, is a tremendous asset to our community. It's better now than it's ever been. So maybe when you're walking out today, you just want to take a walk by for the first day that all the sod's there, and the park will be there way after the rest of us are here. So congratulations, great job. And it is being used, isn't it? It really, really is.
Well, thanks to council for allowing us to do that.
One question for Sally. Did you find the time capsule?
Oh, we're still going to be looking for it.
Yeah, that's a little bit embarrassing. But we actually reached back to the city engineer from a long time ago, who's given us some hints. It was moved, so we had the original location documented, and then he moved it, and he thinks he remembers where it is, but he's going to pay us a site visit if we're not successful in finding it.
But when we have the park opening, we will deposit a new time capsule.
That's part of the plan, absolutely.
And we will remember where it is.
Yeah. We're going to tell lots of people.
GPS, yeah. Okay, if there's nothing else, thank you all for coming. This meeting's adjourned.
What was your goal, 7:20?
7:20.
You are
Close, pretty close.
We waited
If I hadn't
for
talked
you.
so much, you'd have probably done it.
I usually